Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to Kirby Robobot. We're gonna fight a boss now, is what we're gonna do. Boss of World 2. I'm gonna take this better healing item. And what power am I gonna use? I'm gonna show off Archer. Archer is an interesting ability for a variety of reasons. It was introduced in Triple Deluxe, the game before this, and is maybe the reason why I don't think Spark is particularly overpowered anymore. It is a ridiculous ability, which has charged shots just as powerful, and they can be aimed in basically any direction you want. And that's just one of its moves. You can do this, you can do that. He's got a bit of a... yep. And we're gonna just do the boss. This boss is particularly interesting among Kirby bosses, in that it's more of a boss rush. The holographic security system that defends this area from intruders. It analyzes past battle data and produces one holographic security guard after another. Alright. That is what it does. We have our first holographic boss, Holographic. Krako is a pretty decent, like, he's a mainstay of Kirby. He's been around since basically the beginning and shows up in more or less every game in some capacity or another as a big cloud monster man, who always seemed to be able to hit me in Superstar Ultra despite the fact that he followed a very predictable flight pattern, just because of his hitboxes are really quite large. But that's not the important part. The important part is, if I can demonstrate, Archer is really busted. Look at this. Literally all I'm doing right now is holding down, just holding down. I am completely intangible to all attacks while I am doing that. That is absolutely ridiculous. I'm just camouflaging myself. That doesn't mean I get to just be immune to lightning and lasers. Oh boy. And here we have... a nature documentary. And here we have the Hollow Doomers. Introduced in Kirby Return to Dreamland, they were found predominantly in extra in like little special stages, and guarded these little ship part pieces. They came in many forms: purple, the Fire Boys, the Ice Boys, and the Lightning Boys. But I did them in the wrong order, with the Ice Boys being the most effective, the most powerful. It went normal, fire, lightning, ice. It would have been perfectly fine if I'd just changed them around. And yes, you can hit them both in one shot and do massive damage like that. We have a Fire Boy and a Purple Boy here. You couldn't really tell except for the colours of their energy orbs, but of course they're all holographic and whatever. But that's fine, they're dead now, with zero effort. You may have started to notice that we have a finite amount of bosses. 2 of those things are broken, leaving us 2 more bosses to go. Now this is the one I'm most interested in. Hollow Ice Dragon. The Ice Dragon, yes, and here, oh yeah, if you move you get damaged, but just don't move. And here we have the Ice Dragon, another retro Kirby enemy, although unlike Krako and Wispy Woods, he hasn't had the honor of being reused multiple times in his life. He's been missing in action for many, many years, which comes with the odd caveat of I actually find him one of the most difficult bosses in this, simply because I haven't fought him as much as the others, because he hasn't been around as much as the others. It's kind of interesting how that sort of dynamic is a thing. Sorry, he was on top of me for a long time now. I'm just gonna start fighting him. Yep, but you might start seeing my ineptitude at fighting him very quickly. He does also come with a dash attack, Archer, but that's not really the best ability to use. There we go. And finally, the fourth one. If and you'll be so kind as to get moving. Raising up these pillars as he summons Hollow Coily Rattler. This Hollow Coily Rattler boy is a boss from Kirby Triple Deluxe, the game before this, as I may have mentioned before. Its entire body is immune to attacks, except for the head, which is distinguished in blue. There isn't really much else to say about it, except that you can hit his head very easily with Archer. Some of the other copy abilities aren't so good at jump attacks, or just attacks that hit above them, whereas we have literally no problem here. I can just aim up. Or he could just plonk his head right down in front of me. Ow, I'm not sure how that worked. Yeah, he's gonna go down very easily. Whoop! Ring of Fire. I really didn't need to do that. I don't particularly enjoy... There are other abilities that become intangible when they attack, but I don't particularly enjoy using it. It feels kind of cheap. But not when they attack, when they guard. I don't know what I'm talking about. The boss is over. Now I just need to land the final shot. There we go. Boss completed. Now that I have demonstrated Archer in its entirety, now I have an excuse to never use it again. Archer is not an ability I typically use. Alrighty then. And our new world is a water world, Overload Ocean. Kirby in water is a brutally not fun game, but we'll get to that elsewhere. You can also jump to the world map if you don't want to walk through the levels. You can do it like that. But we still have business to attend to in the form of 6X. That, if I had stuttered just a little bit, that would have become a little bit of a problem. But that's fine. Robobot immediately. Pew! Cannons, which is a nice recurring theme. Oh, well, that didn't last long. These X stages, they're not only a compilation of ideas, they're also a compilation of music, typically from previous remixes of previous Kirby games. This one is particularly famous. I'm not sure what its actual name is, but I always associate it with Butter Building from an older Kirby game. This is it's a famous but not like super, it's kind of a famous Kirby song and I love it a lot in this. Just more good music. It's kind of like the athletic theme to Mario's standard theme song. It's famous and recurring, but it's not the main one, and it's very okay. See, we can't even help but kill Waddle Dees now. Every time we get inside this machine, Waddle Dees die. Get out of here. Yeah, so the idea is to just keep doing that and... Oh, come on! Come on! I'm not mad with you, I'm just disappointed. And that's what you needed to do to get to this super secret door. Which I believe takes you to somewhere interesting. I hope it better have been worth the life of all those Waddle Dees. I don't know why I'm causing such a fuss when I killed so many in my initial, like, Robobot rampage. I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice how many there were getting killed. I was too busy being distracted. Pardon me, sir. Alright, what do we got here? A little puzzle. Hit that one. Hit that one. Go there. Eh. 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 Pardon me. And code cube number 1, number 2, number 1, number 1. 1 of 2. Alright. Ah. This is interesting. There we go. Pardon me. Okay, get. Please. Please, sir, move. There we go. I haven't been fully upfront with why I'm making these videos now. What is happening currently? I don't know if I want to, like, I didn't know if I wanted to, like, talk extensively about this, because I don't know how like, much of a in public consciousness this will be in the future, if it'll be relevant at all. But right now, to give you an idea of what is happening, it is 2020, around springtime, April time. And what that might mean to you, if it is as serious as it is looking, is COVID-19 is in full swing and everyone's not allowed to go outside of their house. So I had nothing to do and was motivated to maybe try doing something with my time. I'd tried it a couple of times before and just not been happy with it, so now I was like, hey, this is a new opportunity to do things. And better still, that thing I said about my brother wasn't an 100% a lie. That is kind of a motivation for doing it. Especially as he's in unit. Okay, I got hit. He's at unit. Yeah, we're all like locked down in our houses. He's in his uni accommodation across the country in Swansea right now. I'm in Hertfordshire. We're kind of separated. It's fine, you know, we're in contact or whatever. But I don't know. I guess this is just my way of staying in contact. If you're watching this, Sam, and I hope you are, these are low-key for you. You're my best friend, I miss you, and don't expect me to say this in person. This is the best you're gonna get. Ugh, these bloody things. I mean, you're basically one of the only people who watches this anyway. I'd like to blame YouTube for that, but it's probably more down to the fact that I haven't uploaded in years. I shouldn't launch at those. Hang on. Let's go with it. Yes, yes, yes. We're doing it. Save the Waddle Dees. Alright. Making our way through. This is... I don't know where this music is from, but it's kind of not as good. But that's fine. Not all of the remixes are particular winners, I'll be perfectly honest. It's very hit and miss with the music in X stages. This! Do I try and... There's a mini-boss coming up. Do I try and demonstrate Poison's true strength by using it against the boss? Or should I use an ability that I really should have introduced by now? We've used the Robobot version, but I just straight up don't enjoy using it either. There aren't really many good choices here. There isn't a right answer. I think I'm just going to go with this. Bomb Kirby. A thing wherein you make bombs, you throw bombs. The bombs detonate after a predetermined amount of time. You can aim your bombs, but not nearly as freely as you can use Archer. Ball bombs. Bomb is okay. I liked it a lot more in Squeak Squad, which is actually my first Kirby game, and a game I hold in high regard, if you could tell. I don't know why, I think it was possibly more powerful then, or maybe it just felt more powerful. This is not a very good place. I've got to like aim my bombs up while this erratically moving individual flies around, and there are these little things everywhere. This is not a winning situation no matter what ability you're using. I don't like this boss fight one bit. Do be or. His movements are very hard to track, making him quite hard to hit, especially if you don't have an ability that excels at aerial combat, or if you're using an ability that just generally lacks power like Bomb does. I feel like the bombs in Squeak Squad did more damage, or maybe it just felt like they did more damage because the sound the sound design was better. They gave like a really meaty explosion sound, whereas these are just like little firecrackers. I don't care for them one bit. You could also augment them with elemental variants, which were especially fun. I am getting my butt kicked. You can throw bombs very quickly, but that doesn't really matter if your enemy doesn't stay still for long enough to hit them. I don't enjoy Bomb. This isn't a really good showcase of what the strengths of Bomb really are, but I couldn't tell you what the strengths of Bomb are. This guy just spends a lot of his time in the foreground too, shooting things into after you. Please! Oh, go away. He's gonna do it again. Ah! I'm done with this! You can always just go back to sucking up and spitting out, which is a effective but kind of inconsistent source of burst damage, which I often use if I'm getting frustrated or if I lose my ability and there's a star handy. Those little things that keep on popping up, those little stars, those are specifically designed for use as abilityless Kirby without an ability. It gives him something to do against bosses and mini-bosses that he can use to defeat them. You can either use stars or actual projectiles. And that was kind of your only source of attacking in Kirby, in the first Kirby game, and it's just sort of a holdover that allows Kirby, if you lose your ability, you're not completely useless. It's still not exactly ideal, but it can quite often get the job done quickly if the ability you're having isn't going so well, or if the boss is on low health. I've done it before, against Wispy, just to show that I could. Not Wispy. I mean, maybe he was Wispy. Mirror! Weirdly, he is not a source of Mirror Kirby, because he wasn't in a game where Mirror Kirby existed, even though it's called Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, and Mirror Kirby did exist at that time, but that's fine. Or Flotzo. Just an octopus enemy. Hal! Rest pick a Hal. Hal being the people that made Kirby King Dedede Gear. And that is our lot for today. Hope you enjoyed it. It didn't take very long, but that's perfectly fine. I shall see y'all next time.